After some developments in week 3, some teams could be calling the Lions, trying to get them to trade them one of their longtime players. Let's talk about it. Hi, it's Mike Payton from A to Z Sports Detroit, and week 3 of the NFL season had a ton of running back injuries, from James Conner and the Arizona Cardinals, Najee Harris of the Los Angeles Chargers, and then Tyrone Tracy of the New York Giants. All these guys got hurt and are going to be missing some time, and some of these teams might be on the lookout for running backs. And because of that, they may be calling the Lions for Craig Reynolds, and here's why the Lions might make that trade. First off, I don't know if anybody knows, but Craig Reynolds was inactive on Monday night for the first time in 2 years. He has been active for every single game in 2023 and 2024. This is the first time that he's been inactive and had nothing to do with injury. The reason he was inactive is because the Lions wanted to go with Sione Vaki and Jacob Sailors in that running back 3 and 4 spot. And you could tell just based off when the Lions drafted Sione Vaki and how they traded up to get him, they see him as not only somebody who could be a running back 3, but maybe even potentially a running back 2 down the line, because as good as David Montgomery is right now, everybody loses to Father Time at some point. And the way the Lions have his contract structured, there's outs that could happen earlier than you might think. That doesn't mean they're moving on anytime soon. I wouldn't even think that way. He's going to be here for a while. But ideally, you can get Vaki to be his smooth replacement. It just jumps right in. And if he can stay healthy, which he's having some trouble doing, he's going to net that spot. The Lions keep giving him all these chances. He did have a groin injury against the Ravens on Monday night. We'll see where that goes. Dan Campbell didn't have any updates. It just really depends on the player with that one. The other guy is Jacob Sailors. Nobody thought Jacob Sailors was going to stick on this 53-man roster. I'm a big fan of Sailors, was a huge fan of him over the summer, loved the UFL. He was great there for the St. Louis Battlehawks, but I think everybody thought, well, he's just on the 53-man roster because Sione Vaki was missing the first couple of games, and that he was probably going to get cut and signed back to the practice squad, and that was going to be that for him. But he has gone out there and shown he could be a really good kick returner and a really great special teams player. He had some solid kick returns against the Ravens on Monday night, and then Dan Campbell even shouted him out on Tuesday for some of the blocking he had on the onside kick attempt at the end of the game that allowed Sam Laporta to catch the ball and effectively end that game and get a win for the Lions. So Sailors is somebody who I don't think is going anywhere. He's got that spot. It's locked down. With Sailors and Vaki on the rise, do the Lions really need Reynolds anymore? And then you kind of look at the Chargers, who just lost Najee Harris, and they have Amon-Ra Hampton, who they took in the first round, and he's going to be their replacement there. But behind him, the Chargers just have Hassan Haskins and a couple of undrafted free agents. If I were them, I would call the Lions and I would ask about Craig Reynolds, and he could be the running back 2 there, and I think they could get a lot out of him. And I wouldn't be shocked if it happens. What can the Lions get? Probably a 6th or 7th round pick. Nothing crazy, but that's pretty good for a player that is only on the last year of his contract. We don't know how long he's going to be here anyways, so why not get something out of him? We'll see what the Lions do, and if those phone calls come in, and we'll see you next time.